Welcome back, folks. We're on episode 8 of the series now. Got a bit of a confession to make, but I've got a bit of a story to tell. Pretty much, we changed the microphone over to an XLR through a mixer. Had a couple of issues, as you heard in the last episode, with the audio. Thought I'd fixed it, filmed the whole episode, listened back when I tried to edit it yesterday, and it sounded horrendous, to be honest. So I'm not happy with it. The audios, the pops were terrible. It was blowing out you would blow out your eardrums, and I'm just not happy uploading it. So we've had to ditch it, which is unfortunate. We've jumped, it means we're a wee bit ahead in the season and we wanted to come back and show, but let's dive in and we'll cover what we missed. So where we left off, I think we did the first games of the season, Livorno and Pigneto, and we had recorded the the Gubbio and Virtus Entella matches, 2 draws. And then since then we've actually been in some good form. Beat Caserta 4-2, Sestri Levante 3-2, Ascoli 2, we lost 2-0 to Ascoli. Mantova beat them 3-1, Pontevedra, so good wins, picking up good points. Played Livorno again, beat them again. Not quite 8-0 this time, unfortunately. We had Ternana, we drew 0 each. Lignano, we beat them 5-2. In Perugia, that was the original game we were going to come back for this episode, and I've accidentally just played one extra game.
Oh, you idiot!
So pretty much that leaves us 5th in the league. We're still 11 points off top. We have a game in hand, I guess, but we're not really thinking about top of the table. I'm expecting a kind of form drop off with the schedule. We've got today's episode, we'll do Torres and then we'll do Juventus Next Gen, as they have been having our number this season. I don't know if I actually was going to cover that, but they've beaten us twice, 2 different competitions, so we owe them one, I suppose, but they seem to have our tactical number anyway. And then what we'll do is we'll do 2 games today, and then I'll jump and we'll do the end of the season. So we'll just shorten this season to 3 episodes. Transfer wise, let's dive in. And we have done a slight bit of transfer business since the summer. I think we signed Matteo Passeri. Pietro Fusi was a midfielder we brought in, advanced playmaker, good player for this level. Previously of Padova, played in this level again. He didn't have a great season, but he's playing a lot better for us. It must have been the system they were having. We had also Luca Zarate. He's actually left, so we signed him for free, he was a good player. He was on a couple of £100 a week, good for the level. He wasn't happy not playing as many games, took the nip a wee bit, so we just decided to get rid of him. We did get rid of him for 30 grand, so we made a profit on that, which is pretty good.
Good business.
Marco Rosafio, just another wide player, adds to the squad because he is a good player for this level. He's been good since he's been in, to be honest. He's got 7 goals, 3 assists in 11 games, so he's been excellent in the last couple of games. He took a couple of games to get going, but after he did, he's been brilliant. Marco Perotta, we needed extra cover with the defence. We were getting a lot of messages in about how tired the defence was and we were needing a rest and stuff. We didn't have the cover to bring somebody else in, so we got Marco Perotta in, quite cheap, £150 a week. Comes in, he can do, I don't mind it, 2-year contract, even if even if we don't end up using him next season, because it's only £150. And then we brought in Caelan Boyd Munce. He actually came up on just a random scout report. We needed extra depth in midfield, I think. The central midfielder, the box-to-box midfielder player that we use, hasn't really been too clever. So we brought him in, £600 a week, which is no cheap. He did look as if he was going to be better than he actually is, but he's been pretty good since we signed him. He's got a 7 average rating, 2 goals in 6 appearances, so he's not been too bad at all. Then Loris Zonta was the last one we signed. That's just another midfielder again. He can play in defensive midfield, play in central midfield. A good player for this level again, which is exactly what we're after. Spent a season at Melbourne City, but he's usually playing for Vicenza. So all in all, the squad probably takes a better shape. We did get rid of a few boys. Luca Zarate, Chiarello, Mazzini, Neri, Pietro Antonio, Simone Lozza, Piccoli, and stuff like that. We just got rid of all these guys. Adam and Haruna left probably the last episode, I think. But we got good bit off the wage budget. We're now sitting with £2,000 we can use. I've got 2 trials in for a couple of these guys, as you can see. I think we're just looking for another right good midfielder. He looks decent. he's played in Italy for a long time as well, so he knows the league. But all in all, yeah, 5th in the league, not doing too badly at all. I reckon we're still 19 points in the playoffs. We weren't aiming for the playoffs, but if we get the playoffs, we're absolutely buzzing with that. We'll take it. And we'll jump over and we'll have a wee look at how San Marino Academy have been doing. So they have been slightly better, different, probably better, I would say. Yeah, you'd have to say better. I think I mentioned in the first episode, didn't mention it, I keep forgetting the stuff that I'd missed from the last episode. So pretty much we started the season at the gates flying. Winning games, we didn't concede for the first 6, 7, 9 games of the season, didn't concede. Then we lost 2-1 to Faitano, who of course 14th in the league, which is like third bottom, so of course we lost to them 2-1. Just a poor performance across the board. Too many players didn't turn up. Then we got back to winning ways, beat Folgore 4-1, Trifiore 4-1, and drew nil each with Folgore. Triperi and San Giovanni beat them again. Fiorentino, Penarosa, Libertas and Kailungo wins again. I thought we'd be flying with the league this season with that kind of form. Normally I've played this league every year for the last 3 seasons in this country, and you see with form like that, you're usually miles ahead by this point in the season. But Juvenes Dogana have literally matched us every single game, except for we beat them 1-0 and they lost again to Virtus. That's the only reason they are a point behind us. So they've been pushing us, like they've been matching us game for game. Every time we were winning, I was checking their result because I was like, right, they must be dropping points soon. They must have a good squad. I mean, I can't really see how good their squad is. I don't know how much weight it holds, but the season preview's got them at kind of mid-table, 5th. But I think the last time I checked they were further down than that, so they've not been expected to be this good. They've just been excellent in this. I don't know if they'll get a drop off towards the end of the season or if we will either, to be honest with you. Looking at the squad, they have got a meaty squad. What I do notice with the AI in this league, probably because it's a custom database, is the AI is not sometimes great at building squads. As you can see, that's quite a small squad for Trifiore. Penny, I think, is the same. Quite a small squad again, which doesn't really give them a lot of wiggle room. So some squads are a bit bigger, so I'm not sure exactly what's causing it. But they've got quite a big squad and a lot of young players as well, and they've done quite well for it. So it'll be an interesting one maybe to get to the end of the season. We are only at around about the halfway mark because I think we play every team twice and then it goes to the playoffs. If we win league top of the league, we avoid the playoffs, we go straight into the Champions League qualifiers, which is definitely where the aim is. In terms of transfers, we brought in one player, really. We signed a defensive midfielder outside of the registration window, so couldn't bring him in to the squad. Had to wait until January, and then we signed in Fayad El Hatubu.
Wrong.
A winger, just needed an extra body in the wings. He's a good player for this level, quite inconsistent, but you're probably going to get that with wingers anyway. So yeah, got him in, he's good for the league. He's played one game, wasn't great to be honest with you, but it usually happens in the debuts. Both footed as well, which is kind of handy. Previously he was Montpellier, so he's actually not too bad stock. But yeah, I reckon we might win the league, but it depends, because if they keep winning, if Juventus Dogana keep winning, and we keep winning, we might end up evenly matched, and then it'll be a wee bit difficult to win the league. Ideally, you want to win the league, because if you don't win the league, you need to play through the whole playoffs, and you need to win the playoffs in order to get into Europe. So you need to be I think it's the cup winners and the winners. It's either the cup winners and the first and second team in the playoffs along with the winners, or it's either that only happens if the team that win the Supercoppa San Marino, was it Coppa Titano it's called? Sorry, I'm just getting that name totally wrong. The Coppa Titano, whoever wins that goes into Europe, I think, unless it's the same team that's already qualified. For some reason, I don't know if it's because we finished bottom of the league last year, we're not in that tournament at all. Let me just double check and see if Faitano were in it. Yeah, right. Oh, I know they were in it. Right, so it's possibly a bug, maybe. I haven't honestly noticed that before, but it could potentially be a bug, or I'm sure we were in it last season, so Right, okay, we're not in the cup. Didn't know that. I didn't even realise that last season, to be honest. I suppose it's a couple of less games to go through. I don't know if that's actually, probably is an accurate to the league rules, considering this team, San Marino Academy, are mainly for youth San Marino players to get game time against decent teams. I think that's the whole idea, because our youth teams actually play in Italy. Primavera groups, so they play in the Italian leagues, so they don't, because the San Marino youth don't have a youth set up basically. I think they do, but it's never in these databases. I think they do have youth squads in San Marino, but probably be a lot of effort to add them in as well. But I mean, it wouldn't be a lot of effort to add in the actual squads with no players in it, I suppose, but that is what it is. I'm not really fussed if we can't win the league, really, the cup even. Really, if we want to be winning the league and Champions League, it means there's less games to play, so that's pretty decent. Their next scheduled fixture is, that's last season, is Cosmos and Domignano. So yeah, 2 games, but that's not until February, because they do kind of shut for a couple of weeks, I think. But in terms of transfer wise, I don't see us doing a lot of business. We've got to try and get a couple of scouts in. Maybe get rid of a player as well. We've managed to get rid of some players, so the wage budget's down, which is pretty good. Do have the transfer budget there to release a few players, but we might just wait until the contracts expire at the end of the season. The only players that have left this team are kind of guys that were never getting game times anyway, so I'm not really fussed. Gianluca Zonzini, we did sign him at the start of the game, but he was just to make the numbers up and a young player, so we got rid of him. He wasn't playing anyway. The squad's in a lot better place now anyway, so we'll jump back across to Victor San Marino and we'll get some games on the go. Okay then, time to get on with some games here. I think this episode's games will have Torres, who are sitting 13th in the league, and Juventus Next Gen, who seem to be our bogey team this season as they've beaten us twice. Yeah, I don't think there's much to really catch up on. I think we've already recapped as much as we need to on the video, on the episode I should say. So yeah, we are 5th in the table, going against 13th Torres. Let's see if we can get a good 3 points here. Everybody's pretty in good form. Yeah, I don't think there's any changes. It's been a couple of days since I've been on the save, so just quickly double checking the team just to make sure I'm not missing anybody out, but I don't think so. A couple of injuries, but yeah, we'll go ahead with that, I think. Or should we put Motolesi back in? Yeah, I think we'll put Motolesi back in. Perotta's been a decent squad option, but he's not really been in terrific form. Polvani's not been much better either, to be honest, but right, we'll go with that. We're in good form. Let's hope we can get another 3 points here. See if we can... to be honest, as we said at the start of the episode, I wasn't expecting to be on the playoffs at all. We might drop out the playoffs. We've still got half the season to go. We're just kind of looking to establish ourselves this season in the league, and then I've been thinking about trying to change it up to a 4-2-3-1 or something like that, maybe. Just go with something where we can mix it up, because we've been 4-3-3 all season, and it's worked well in some games, but I think there's other games where we could have obviously done something a bit different. We'll see. We've started off... Every game we record, we don't start off well at all. There we go, won the ball back in midfield. Kind of just adding players as we go as well. You get free transfers that don't get picked up. Ooh. You get free transfers that don't get picked up through the season, so you can kind of pick them up kind of mid to halfway, or maybe third of the way into the season, halfway into the season. And they're slightly out of practice, so you have to kind of get them game time, all that kind of good stuff, to get them up to speed. Right, come on boys, we are slightly the better team, but it's not really a great game. Cantisani's probably one of our best players so far this season, and he's missing for this one, but we should still have enough about us to get 3 points here. I don't think we'll get 3 points against Juventus Next Gen, because they seem to be beating us every time. It's games like that I feel like maybe trying a 4-2-3-1 or something might be better. Good ball. Oh, Wadori's in. Go on, son. Get in. It's a poor tackle, but the defenders just left him straight on with the goalie. But we'll take it. Let's watch a replay on that. Desagus. Amadori's been tackled, but it's pulled the ball right by the defender, and Amadori smashed it. He's been quite good. Amadori's been hit or miss. He's probably got a good return, but we've relied on him too much as a striker. And I've got an injury. Fantastic. Right, who can we take off? I can put Shao Baldi in there. Yeah, we've kinda Amadori's been good, but he's been relied on too heavily as a main striker. We played Ismet Sinani a few games and he did get us a couple of goals, but I think he's pretty much a good backup option, but he's no good for rotation. I think with the amount of games that you play in this league in a short space of time, like there's some months, barring in son, 14 goals this season, so it's not too bad, but he has been tired. I think with the amount of games you get, like there's some months where you get like 6-7 games. This was a nice finish. Motolesi out to Decius, he's played in Fuzi, he's just put it back across the box, and Amadori's just smashed it by the goalie. But yeah, he's been relied on a wee bit too much to be our main striker, guys, so we're probably going to look at hopefully trying to bring another striker. I did look to have a look and see if there's anybody available on loan and stuff, but because we've got a tribute masking on, I've not scouted them yet to see if they would come in and actually be better than Ismet Sinani. There's no point in bringing somebody in and using them when Ismet Sinani's just as good. That was unlucky. Yeah, when Ismet Sinani's just as good, so there's not really much point in doing that. We want to be trying to bring, if we bring anybody in, we want to be trying to improve the team. There's no point in making like for like changes. Right boys, let's not concede an early goal this half. We've not had a shot on target yet. To be fair, we're well outscoring their XG here. Goal. Defending's not too clever most of the time. Defence and up front is definitely two areas we can make improvements on. The defenders have been good without being outstanding. The goalie probably been decent, but I reckon there's an improvement to be made there as well. It's a good tackle. Wing. Right, that's fine, we'll take that. Good ball. Zota's been a good player so far. He's probably not actually even up to match fitness yet. Why are you waiting so long on the ball there? And that. Good header, son. Oh, good run, Baldi. Oh, that's a foul, he's off. Got to be sent off for that. That looked like a foul to me, to be honest, so if he's been sent off, then fair enough. Right, let's see if we can actually take Amadori off. I know he's on a hat trick, but I need to keep him fresh. Probably Fuzi as well. And who else can we take off? Povani. We'll give Perot a game as well, right, worse. We don't really need to do much. We're 2 goals up and they're a man down, so I think it's pretty much 3 points bagged. Yeah, that'll be it. Unless you score a wee late goal here. Nah, we're away. Break. Go on. Go on, son. Good ball. Sinani almost in the score sheet as well there. He's alright, but he's not up to the same standard that that Amadori is when he comes in. Benvenuto's slightly injured, but I need to keep Parlato fresher if I can. Excellent. 2-0 win, away from home. It's a road win. Tremendous. Nobody played fantastic. It was just a solid performance. And we'll jump ahead now and we'll play the Juventus Next Gen game. They're sitting 5th in the league, so let's see how that goes. Right then, it's time to play Juventus Next Gen again. Our bogey team. Let's hope that we don't can drop points or lose to them again. One change I think I made since the last game is I took it out. I brought Perota in for Motolesi. I remembered that prior to the last game, the Motolesi is actually tired and he's needing a rest. So I'd forgotten that obviously in the last one, but yeah, nothing you can do about it. We've not played it for a couple of days. We're trying to get rid of a couple of players, trying to get rid of Malomo. Also, might get rid of Simone Passa. We've had a slightly kind of wee bit of transfer flurry and just since the last game there. I'm going to try and bring in Lamine Fofana. He's actually decent for this level, good defensive midfielder. And I think we're just needing somebody who is just a defensive midfielder. So I want him to try and pop in there. Decent player for the level. He's not wanting him like a lot of money. It's like 300 quid or 400 quid a week. 400 quid a week. I'm trying to get a right back in, Brazilian right back in on loan. Just we don't really have great depth at the right back. Trying to get rid of Malomo and Alessandro Tozziolo. He was on loan for 575 quid a week, which is quite cheap. He's a good defender. I think he could possibly come in and be a solid option. Just we need extra numbers in defensive. Malomo's leaving. We need the numbers because the schedule, as I explained, it's look at that month there. You've got 6 games in a month. You've got 2 this month, right? But then you've got 6. And then 4, and that's us leading up to the end of the season. But that's not including any playoffs and stuff anyway. So we're going to jump in. Largely the same team as the last game. With Baldi in right wing because we had an injury to what's his name again? Rosafio. And we've got, Cantisani's back, but he's not quite fit yet anyway, so we'll just crack on. We did have a match with San Marino Academy in between these two, won 3-0 at home against Cosmos. So I've not checked to see if Juventus Dagana have won their game to see if they're still matching us game for game. But right, Juventus Next Gen is our bogey team in this save so far. They've beaten us twice this season, once in the league, once in the cup. So I found that in this version, say, giving the team talk of we owe them after the last result doesn't actually do anything, to be honest with you. So yeah, I think in FM23 that team talk worked pretty well, but it does nothing. What I've noticed anyway, I think I've used it a couple of times and ended up still losing. I'm not playing very well, so we've kind of avoided using that. I don't know why sometimes this skin does this, where it just gives you the same team twice, right? So Palato's maybe going to need subbed at some point. I would take a point here, do you know that? Because they've beaten us a few times this season. I would actually take a point if we can get it. I had a look at strikers. I don't think there's anybody we can bring in. We brought in a couple of trialists, but they're like Matteo Destro was one of them, Italian cap, but I don't think he's just no pace left at all. Get in, Amadori scores. Beautiful. He's no pace at all, and I don't want to bring in a slow striker in case he wants a 2-year deal and all that, and then you've got him for a season where you basically don't do it, and it's a waste of money. He was only wanting 500 quid a week, so it wasn't too... That's a beautiful cutback. So it wasn't too bad, but it's just in case he doesn't really contribute. I mean, I would rather give Ismet Sinani games and he gets a bit better, rather than signing an older guy with no legs left. Just missed that. Offside. Aye. I was going to say that spared his blushes there because that was a sitter. Right, so Desagus is not having a good game. Let's see if I can sub him off. Who have I got for that left-hand side? I could play Ismet Sinani off the left, or we can put João Baldi out there. Inverted winger. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put João Baldi out there, and then where João Baldi was playing, we'll give Cantisani his spot back. João Baldi's actually did well when he came on as a sub in the last game, and he's actually got an assist in this game as well, so we'll do that. A couple of tired legs out there. I think I might make a few subs just so we don't... If we score here, I'm definitely subbing. Oh, Baldi's left on his own. Oh, that was unlucky. Right, let's just make some subs. 10 minutes to go. We could be on course for a good 3 points here. Right, we'll bring Ismet Sinani on. I don't want the defence to be too tired, so... And the defensive midfielder. Can we bring... Yes, we can. I was wondering if we had enough subs for that. Let's just stick him on defend, actually. Aye, that'll do. Just wanted to fresh legs up. Try and not concede in the last 10 minutes. squeeze this game out. Let's properly choke the game up now. Let's choke the game up now. Let's go. Slow the pace down, regroup. Play for set pieces, be more disciplined, time waste. Let's really strangle the game. Watch them score. Yes, boys, we'll take that. That's 3 big points because they've beaten us twice this season. We did kind of steal that. They were probably the better team, but I'll absolutely take that every day of the week. Moved us up to 3rd in the league, so that is pretty decent. Yeah, he was good actually. Let's have a wee look. 3rd in the league. I mean, we're only 8 points off top, to be fair. The games are even. We're 20 points, 22 points into the playoffs, so let's have a look at the schedule. And barring a disaster month here, we're probably going to make the playoffs, but that's 2 good results there. 2 cleanies as well, 2 clean sheets, which is what we like to do, is keep the 0. Probably going to be a wee flutter of transfer business. The transfer window closes in a day, so we might get a few bits of business done before the next episode. Now that we've got the microphone sorted, let's work out when we'll come back. We'll come back for the end of the season, so if we make it the playoffs, we'll maybe come back and just do a solid episode of playoff stuff. So we'll maybe do a quick brief recap on where we've been, brief recap on the transfers, dive straight into the playoff games, try and get a few of the playoff games in it. So apologies for the lateness of the episode, guys. As we know, as I explained, I had a bit of an issue with the audio and stuff in the new microphone. Seems to be absolutely sorted now, got it like working. It's not perfect, I wouldn't say, but I'm a lot happier with it now. So we'll do that. We'll dive on, probably play the rest of these games this season, come back at the end of the season for the playoffs. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the series, and I will see you on the next one. See you later.